Hello, and welcome everybody to my Tuesday live stream. This is episode number 22, and today I've got a really super special guest on. I've got Trevor McIntosh of Navarre 3D Printing, and he also runs a Facebook group, USA Creality Exchange Group. He just reset his internet. He's back in, so let me pull him in, and we can say hi. Hey, Trevor, how you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
Oh, pretty good. Think you got it fixed?
I got it fixed.
All right. Your last name is McIntosh, right?
That's it.
Okay. I wasn't sure. It was Micken. Okay. I'm glad I got it right, because a lot of times I mispronounce things. But let me say hi to a few people in chat here. Non-fam, hello. How you doing? Betty Boot 45. She's my wife in the other room.
Hey, Doug.
Douglas, how you doing? Old Curmudgeon, how's it going? Jim Sellers. Non-fam. Hello, everybody. Well, we're streaming live on YouTube, on my Facebook group and my Facebook page. So we'll have people watching from different locations, and hopefully the viewer count will pick way up. But yeah, I've seen you around on Facebook for quite a while. You've got some really awesome deals on return printers from Amazon. I know here in Las Vegas, they have what's called Nellis Auction House, where they put things up for bid, and then everybody in town is driving the price up and up and up, and it kind of gets carried out. What's the word I want to use? It gets out of hand. People trying to drive the prices up. But if I could ask you, what got you interested in 3D printing, and you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Wow. So I had a dog that got sick, and they gave him a few days to live, and I didn't like that answer. So I went online. He had congestive heart failure, and just like a human, they need oxygen. So I bought an oxygen machine for him, and I made him a little tent. But he was a pug, and they're real social animals, and he didn't like staying in his tent. So I bought a 3D printer and a couple of rolls of TPU, and made him a mask. And he lived another year and a half, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
He passed away about a year ago.
Oh.
So about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago,
okay,
when it all began. And after that, this is the first thing I'd really enjoyed doing for a while. So I kind of stuck with it, and it grew from there. Running a farm after that. Mm-hmm. And then after about a year of a successful print farm, it moved up to retail.
So you got into retail before you got on the Facebook group, or you started them both about the same time, or?
I did the Facebook group about 6 months before I actually opened the retail location, but I've been looking for probably 6 months before that for a retail location.
Mm-hmm.
So just like I'm Navarre 3D Printing, but I'm not actually in Navarre. I couldn't find a good location in Navarre that didn't want to charge me an arm and a leg for rent. So I actually went to the city over, which is Mariester.
Okay.
I stuck with the name, though.
Yeah, we looked you up on the map. My wife was just down in Pensacola a few months ago. Her parents live down there, and I see her just over the water there a little ways. There's like a bridge or something separating you two guys.
Not much of a bridge anymore, but yeah. During the hurricane, we had Sally, the company that got paid to upgrade that bridge or to actually build the new one. They didn't secure their barges, and the barges destroyed sections of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So now they'd be rebuilding that for another year.
Let me pull up a couple pictures here. You can tell us a little bit about it. Let's see where to start. You have so many.
Yeah, so that's the resin area of my store. I'm now I work with Creality as well as Frozen for their Amazon return printers. Uh-huh. I also, of course, sell new. But those are some of the Frozens. And I got my big 30-liter ultrasonic cleaner back there on the far right. I have a couple of transforms on the way. I'm very excited to get those.
I've got a small ultrasonic cleaner. It's probably about a little over a foot long, and I use green mean in it. So when I go from resin, I go to the ultrasonic cleaner, and then I go to an alcohol pickle barrel, basically, and then rinse everything off in alcohol. And then when I'm done there and there's no more resin on it, then I usually go to the sink, rinse my prints in water, and then I dry them out or use my airbrush to help me dry them off. Then when they're dry, then I put them in a UV cure oven. And I was just experimenting with clear resin today, and I was reading online trying to find videos on it. I only cured it for about 3 minutes on these lights for this cop car for the Ghostbusters, and then I took them outside and I hit them with some clear gloss, and hopefully they won't yellow on me too bad. I'll have to experiment.
Yeah, I've also read that you can cure them underwater, which is supposed to help, but I've never tried it.
Yeah, I think you put it in water and you set that in outside or UV or something in the water, something like that. Yeah. The water's supposed to reflect it everywhere or something.
And I think also Stefan at CNC Kitchen did a video showing if you use a little bit slightly warmer than room temperature, it actually makes your print stronger.
Okay.
But yeah, I used to use Resin Away, and it works really well. But man, this stuff's like expensive. And now I use Simple Green, and it works great. Uncle Jesse had done a video, of course, as you probably saw.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I stuck with Simple Green. It works great. I also know a guy that uses acetone that does a lot of printing. I've never tried it personally.
Yeah, you think that'd be pretty harsh. I wouldn't want to get a lot of acetone on my skin, but, you know, wear gloves.
Yeah. You want to wear gloves with resin anyway. That stuff's sticky and probably not good to soak into your skin.
Yeah.
I'm sure 20 years from now, we're going to find out a lot of stuff about this resin that we don't realize now, but, you know.
Yeah, it's like with smoking or anything else. You think it's safe now until you hear about it 15 or 20 years, and oh, no, all these things are happening. So better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
And here's another picture. I believe this is of your business.
That's it. That's the shop. We kind of rearranged it lately, but I got some Maxes over there. I got an S5 in the corner, a whole bunch of 10S Pros. I really like that 5 Plus in the corner too. That's been a really good printer. As you can see. Is
my mouse showing up on screen?
I do not see your mouse. I just see the photo.
The one right next to your daughter, is that a CR10S5 on the left, the one closest to us?
All the way on the left is an S5, and then there's 3 Maxes.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
I like them, although they let me down the other day. Auto leveling quit working on all 3. Like they would not work at all. I had to manually level them all, which I'm fine with. But you know, when they have a physical sensor like a BL Touch, they should work pretty well. But you know,
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, I still have the 2 original CR10s. I've got one is in an enclosure. Then I've got like 4 or 5 Ender 3s. A couple are Pros, a Tivo Tarantula Pro, which is a workhorse and works great. And then I got my Hypercube. I got from ZYLTECH. It's 445, 400 by 400 by 500. And something I was working on, which I already done a video on part of it, is guys are wondering, well, how's the car coming along? Well, here's how the Ghostbuster car is coming along. I cut this off a net fab and I printed the grill upright, and then I printed the other half in this orientation. And unfortunately, it took about 1 billion supports in here. I filled up a small trash can with supports. I'm thinking, oh my God, that's at least a roll of filament right there. So, but it's getting there. So it's going to be really big when I get it done.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Thursday night, I believe I got to do a test stream with them. G-Tech wants me to be on one of their live streams Thursday night between 6 and 7. So we'll see how that goes, because they're sponsoring most of my build.
Nice. Hey, Garrett.
Hello, Garrett. Hello, Brandon Knapp. I think I know who that is. My son.
Oh, Leslie. How you doing?
Sean Butler. How's it going, Sean? I don't see Leslie in chat. Did I miss it?
She was up at 7:06 on there. So about 3 minutes ago, she said, "Can you see my comment?" So she might have made one before that. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Leslie. I didn't see your comment. Oh, here she is. Oh, here it is. There. I'm sorry. We must have been talking or gabbing or looking at a picture. Jim Sellers, how you doing?
Hey, Jim.
How many printers do you personally own? Other than, of course, your shop, you got a zillion, but how many do you usually work with, or you personally have at home?
At home, I just have one. I try not to do much printing at home, so this year has been big on trying to separate home from business, because it was just totally overwhelming me. There was literally. Go ahead.
You had to shut down for a few months, probably, right?
Yeah, but even during that, I moved my whole store to the house because the mall fired their security team, and there was nobody watching over the mall. So I brought everything home, and then we printed about 3,500 PPE gear that we donated. So
awesome.
Yeah, it gave me something to do. I can't sit still. I'm ADD, so it kept us busy, which was nice. We had about 14 printers at the house going. I had a bunch of Ender 5s. So,
and I believe this is your storefront in the mall.
That's it.
Nice looking shop.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's in Florida, right?
That is. Yeah, we're in Mary Esther, Florida. It's about 45 minutes east of Pensacola.
You go through a couple of your other pictures here. East Sun Resin.
Yeah, we're an eSun dealer. We're a ZYLTECH dealer. A little bit of Sunlu, but they kind of fell off the earth this year. So mainly eSun and ZYLTECH, two great filament manufacturers.
What mall are you in Florida?
It is the Santa Rosa Mall.
Santa Rosa?
Yeah, it's probably been there about 30 years ago. Maybe a little bit longer than 30 years. I was stationed here in the 90s, and I actually worked there part-time at Radio Shack. So it's been around for a while.
That's right. You're saying you're in the military. What branch and what'd you do, if you could talk about it?
Yeah, I was Air Force. Here it's AFSOC, Air Force Special Operations, and I was ECM. I did electronic countermeasures. So radar jamming, stuff like that.
I've got a few pictures here I can pull up. And
yeah.
You're the one on the right?
I'm the one on the right.
Okay.
Good old times. Whole lifetime ago. That was Africa.
Wow.
We were down there for 23 days. We took over an airport. It was right when Ron Brown died. Apparently they thought something was going to go down. So we forward deployed from Italy and hung out there for a couple weeks. Came back home.
Yeah, Sean Butler likes ZYLTECH. I love their filament. I had no problem. The only thing I didn't care for was the giant Texas spool, PET black spool, a giant spool, and I would much prefer just to buy smaller rolls. I don't want to ever buy a giant roll again. They're easier to manage if they're smaller rolls. And then if you want to do a color change or something, you're not stuck with one color.
I've actually had a lot of problems with my Maxes on filament changes. What I found as a solution is to just take the printer down to 10% speed, unplug the filament runout sensor, and rip out the filament and plug it back in before, and then go back to 100%. There's about a 75% chance when I do a pause on it that it'll give me a layer shift.
Wow.
And I got 3 of them running, and all of them are the same. I'm very careful not to push my Z-axis up or anything. I mean, I'm very careful. Some kind of problem they have in their firmware. So
the steppers
I might actually try those.
The steppers don't lock, or they do? They just don't hold very well?
They do. It's not a stepper problem. It's something in their firmware. When it goes back to the position, it's offset by like a fraction of a millimeter, but it's there.
Well, maybe Tim from TH3D can work that out. He's real good at doing firmware on his machines he works on.
Man, I love his custom firmware. His unified firmware is awesome. Unfortunately, on the Maxes and the Pros with a touch screen, it's not so easy. You can't just load firmware. You have to change out some stuff.
Yeah, Walter, I just showed his comment on the screen. He's a friend of mine here in Vegas. He works for Count Customs. I'm sure you've probably seen him on TV.
Yeah, I think I will have to try some of those 5 kilograms because that'd be much nicer. I'm doing a couple prints now that are 1.7 kilogram prints. They're molds for a customer, and I get nervous every time I change them out.
Yeah, bear with us, folks. We're having glitches. We just had a lot of loud static that came from somewhere. And I tried to share a screen before we went live, and my screen was blinking out, so I don't know what's going on. Something to do with Halloween, probably. We pull up some
Yeah,
more.
Doug says his 5 is giving him grief too. But that was Turkey. That was a good time. I really like Turkey.
And you're in the middle sitting down, right?
That's me. Hard to tell which guy's me, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Turkish people are so friendly. I mean, amazing. Really, really good time.
Yeah, in chat, I see Matthew just stopped in. Lasanga, I can't pronounce it. He hyphenated that, but he's also doing the same print right here at 250%. He started it a few weeks before I did, and he's got his body done, and it really looks great. But look, Matthew, I finally got part of it, so it's getting there.
How many hours was that?
Oh, God. Well, the nose didn't take that long, and I cut the grill off from here down. I was printing that for like a week at 0.20 layer height, but I only had my hypercube going at 60 millimeters a second. So the other half, I got it going at 70 millimeters a second at 0.20. So we'll see how it goes. But it's going to be all week, for sure, all week.
Yeah, and supports probably took a lot of that too.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, I didn't tell people in chat, but this morning I'm in my hobby room and I'm working on my printers and different things here. And I look down, it's like, wow, where's that water coming from? What broke? So I go in the laundry room across the house, and the washer filled up and it started overflowing, and it's finding its lowest spot, I guess, is in the kitchen of my house. And that was just a big mess. So I got the washer out in the garage and I'm trying to fix it. And I had fans and mops and shop vac and cleaning things up most of the morning. So
that'll ruin your day.
yeah, it's always something. You know, my truck was having problems and got it fixed. And no, that wasn't it. So I did this, did that. And then I replaced the fuel pump. Now it's running great, but my check engine light came back on. So it's always something. And that's a display at your shop of different things you're selling, or your home, or
just to show. Mainly the display windows are just to get people in.
oh, I see.
I try to just stick to doing custom prints for people on demand. Because something like that you've actually put up and painted and stuff, you'll I do Patreon a lot of artists. Hex, Jeffrey, that guy's awesome. Photos Mint, there's a couple of them, but it's so much work to print them, paint them, get them looking really nice that most people I don't think will want to pay what you actually have into it time wise.
Yeah.
But when people see that kind of stuff, they walk in and they're like, wow, I want to get some stuff printed. So good conversation starters.
As an example, here, this is from Megs. You've heard of Megs. Here's a red Hulk that I did.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Came out really nice. That's out of MPLA. And if I was to sell that, that's $150 at least. So it's just a lot of time and, and painting and, other than your print time and your PLA, which isn't that much, but
it's the painting. My wife does the painting, and she spends a lot of time on the model. Way longer than I spend printing it.
Yeah, I've got way too many models. And I told my wife I'd stop printing big. I should have done minis a long time ago. That way I'd have like one shelf over the last 3.5 years. And then here comes Ghostbusters, and I'm doing it so damn big. She's like, where are you going to put it? I don't know, but I'm printing it. It looks cool, so why not? And then maybe I'll do Back to the Future after that. I don't know. We'll see what happens next. So, and she says I need to quit printing and start painting because I have a couple of years. I probably got 10 years worth of stuff to paint. If I never printed again, I could probably be busy for the next 10 years just painting stuff. And I believe, let's see, this was that was your space before you took it over?
No, that's the new one. We're going to move to that location next month.
Okay.
It's 2 doors down.
All right. So, it's a bigger space?
1,000 square feet bigger. And if you notice how much glass I have up front, it'll be nice for some displays. So anybody looking to get into retail, I definitely say go talk to your mall. Because I got a spot at the mall about a third of the price of what I could get anywhere else. I pay $1,000 a month for rent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here
And
in
that's
Vegas,
4,000 feet.
I was telling my wife before you just said that earlier today that out in the Boulevard Mall, an older mall here in Vegas, that in front of the food court, there's a little tiny area set up for island snow where they made snow cones. And that little tiny spot, no bigger than my hobby room, they're paying $1,500 a month for that. I'm like, wow, that's ridiculous. That's a lot of snow cones. So it sounds like you're getting a great deal at $1,000.
I am. Malls are hurting really bad right now. So go talk to them. You don't do a lease, you do a temporary. So, we're hitting our 1 year mark next year, or our 1 year mark next month. So that's why we're moving locations, because we're just doing 1 year at a time leases, and it allowed us to grow too without a big problem. So definitely go talk to your local mall. You'd be very surprised at what they're getting for rent.
Yeah, Walter, I'm not going to show we're not doing politics. Yeah, that's a whole different subject. We can talk about that for years.
Now, if I went to the Pensacola Mall, actually the manager of the Pensacola Mall came and talked to us, and he wanted $1,500 for a kiosk, and that didn't include power. So, it's not every mall, and Pensacola is a bigger area, but it has its own problems too. You got theft, not to mention running 2 locations, and it's an hour and a half drive for me each way with traffic. This mall is good for us here. Not as busy, but I can't handle that much business. Honestly, mall walkers, they come in, they kind of take up your whole day. I usually come in and I have a bunch of prints I need to get done for the print farm. I have good guys like Doug that was chatting in. He comes in and, we've got a lot of good customers.
Mall walker, the kind of.
Yeah. Oh, what's 3D printing? You're like, oh, God.
Okay.
Go on YouTube, look it up. It's been around for like 50 years now. You should probably know.
Yeah.
But, and you try to be nice to everybody, but those people end up taking an hour of your time. And that's great, but 2 or 3 of those people a day, and you just lost a lot of production that you needed to, at least for me, with just me and my wife. We come in and it's kind of like we got to hit it hard, start up some prints. I rarely get to do prints I want to do anymore. We pay like, I don't know, $40 or $60 a month just to photos mint. And I don't even get to print them that much, just because we keep the print farm busy, which is good. That's definitely what you want when you have a store. A lot of Mandalorian costumes this year.
Yeah, I've got a mask, and I got my Mandalorian statue I printed a while back. This is from Tony Chambers over at 3D Model Crowdfund. Came out pretty good.
Yeah.
It's hard getting exact pictures, when you Google pictures to go to paint something, because most modelers don't make anything look exactly like any particular character. So you got to kind of piece together your colors and figure it out. It came out pretty good, though. I wish my wife would paint for me. She doesn't paint or print, or she's good at watching TV. So
no, it's been a blessing having my wife take this up with me. I couldn't have done it without her for sure. So
tell me a little bit about your Facebook group, because that's where I first heard of you at, and it's like, wow, you're getting all these great deals on Amazon returns. You tell people a little bit what you have and how that works.
Yeah, so they're all Creality for most part. We do have some frozen now, but mostly Creality. They all come with a 90-day warranty, and they're guaranteed everything minus if you're missing an SD card or something. I'm not going to cover that. But otherwise, about 60% of new. Now this latest few months, shipping has just skyrocketed, so that's kind of bumped the price up a few dollars. But otherwise, it's still a great deal. There's a lot of people that get printers from Amazon, and I guess they think maybe it's assembled or something, or they put it together wrong and they blame the printer, so they return it. There's still probably about 25% of the people out there that buy it because they have a printer that's a year old and they just put that in the box and send it back, or they needed a part, and instead of buying it, they just, instead of buying a Meanwell power supply, they just buy a printer that has one and send theirs back, because Amazon will literally take anything back. But for the most part, the printers are all in really good shape. Now, what would happen is they would ship direct from Amazon. So I had no control over what people got. Just if they didn't get what they should, I took care of it. Now they all come to me. So I look through the box, I power the unit up, I make sure everything pretty much is in there. I mean, I don't go to the work of assembling it first and then taking it back apart, because, you know, that just takes too much time and effort. But
yeah,
I also make sure that it powers up and everything looks to be in there first.
okay.
And then push it out the door and go, and you can save a lot of money. So rarely do they have scratches or anything. These are all kits, as you know. So, you know, that's the key.
And that group is called the USA Creality Exchange Group on Facebook, correct?
That is it.
Okay.
That
And then you have posts every week when things are coming up, or people randomly message you. Is there instructions on the group what people are supposed to do that are new?
Yeah, just message me. I have right now I probably have about 50 Ender 5s in stock. I have 10S Pros. I have 10Ss. There's no Maxes and there's no 5 Pluses. I've yet to see one of those used. I just got 2 of the Creality LR002Rs in. I believe that's it. They're resin printers.
From the retail price on Amazon, what kind of a discount is there typically if they buy through you getting a returned unit?
Usually about 60% of new.
Okay.
So, for instance, a 10S Pro, you know, minus Hot Friday deals or whatever Amazon's rolling on them, they normally sell them for about $5.99. I sell those for $400 to $425 shipped, depending on where you are in the U.S. Because you know, shipping might cost me as much as $60. So
yeah.
And then I give it a 90-day warranty, and as you know, on all these printers, I mean, they either work or something's wrong. So I get you taken care of. I am a Creality dealer, so I have all of their products in stock, boards, power supplies, you name it. I have it all in stock in my store. So again, if something goes wrong or you have a problem, I stand behind it.
There's links to his store below in the description and to his Facebook group. Anybody watching, just click on it. It'll take you there. What else am I going to ask you? Oh, yeah. Here in Vegas, they have a place called Nellis Auction, which has Amazon returns, and I bought some of my Ender 3s there. And, of course, they try to post one picture online, and then people drive the bid up, and it gets crazy sometimes. People enjoy bidding against each other, running the price up too high. But one of the printers I got, every single screw was missing in that Ender 3. Every single screw. On the board, everywhere, the screws were gone. And then Walter in chat bought one time, and his extrusion on one of them was cut like 1.5 inches too short. For some unknown reason, somebody cut the extrusion, and that was in the box. So I'm sure he probably...
I think some of these vendors, because a lot of them are Chinese vendors, I think they have vendors that are working against them sometimes, because I have seen weird stuff like that where, yeah, every screw is missing, or something that you need is gone that you can't operate the printer without. Like
CR10 Max, do you have any in stock right now?
No Maxes. I have new ones, but no used ones. No Maxes and no Ender 5 Pluses. I've yet to see one of those used yet. So,
wow, it's a good price, Dominic.
I think just the people that buy those know what they're getting. You know, you don't order a Max unless you need something big like that. Versus maybe somebody getting the Ender 3 is they're new into printing. They open it up and they're like, you know, holy crap, that's a lot of screws. I'm just going to send it back. It was assembled in the picture. You know, I don't know why some people return it, honestly. Sometimes you can see they've been slightly used because you can see like a red PLA on the nozzle, and they come with white PLA. So clearly they did a print. Of course, on anything that comes with those cheap CMAG build plates, you can normally see what they've been printing as well. So, and yeah, I've seen some where people return them because it was still on 220 instead of 110. So, you know, clearly they just didn't even read anything about what to do and why it didn't work. Yeah.
I bought two easy boards. I bought two easy boards from TH3D Studios and put in my two CR10s. And I've replaced heaters and thermistors on all my printers for 3.5 years. It ain't rocket science. But for some reason, I shorted out the thermistor on one of the CR10s, and I burned the board. The CPU has a little tiny pinhole in it. So I killed it. So, oh well, they're $120.
I can't believe nobody has. Well, and they have. There are people that have, but they're still using the cheapest thermistor. They're not a tube like the heater tubes are. And there's some places, something robotics. The name passes by me, but they sell replacements.
Those bulbs are a pain in the. I hate the little bulb thermistors.
Yeah,
you
they break so easy.
Short it out, when you can get it too loose, and then you get a thermal runaway. So I got it. What do I got? Petsfangs V2 from David Petzel on all my printers. So then I got to take the fan apart to get in there to tighten up the screw. And then on my Hypercube from ZYLTECH, I got the little barrel thermistor. It's got I forget the hot end that's on a B8 or something like that, a B6 clone. And it's got the little barrel. I love that thermistor. It's great. It has a little set screw like a heater on it. Sean
got it right. Gulf Coast Robotics. They stay about 3 weeks, 4 weeks out when you order them, but they make a great product. And it's a thermistor that's like a heater tube. It's got that metal around it. And it's kind of epoxied in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all companies need to do that.
I'm a Micro Swiss dealer, and I put Micro Swiss hot ends on every printer I use personally, and I sell a lot. And of course, you have to transfer your thermistor and heater tube. And sometimes Creality, man, they do overkill when they use that paste that sticks it in, and you break your thermistor trying to get it out, no matter how careful you are. And that's what I always think is just, why haven't they re-engineered this cheap part? I mean, surely this 39-cent part can't cost more than $2 or $3 to do it right. But we're still using them. So what I really hate is on the 10S Pros, they use a different size connector and everything. From, normally Creality kind of sticks with the same everything. And they didn't on those, so that's kind of a pain. But it's one thing I like about Creality is most everything is all the same as far as parts wise. If I buy a bunch of thermistors, they're going to work on all their products because they come in different lengths, as you know. 1 meter, 3 meters. I mean, you can't get a 1 meter thermistor and put it in a Ender 3. Mm-hmm. That thing goes all the way back through and then to the board. You need like a 3 meter.
And that's the picture of the mall sign?
Yeah, that's where we live, Navarre.
Okay.
Yes, good old Navarre.
And
a nice, beautiful beach.
Here's some family pictures. I believe this is your wife and daughter.
That is. That's Ricky, my best friend, my partner in crime, and my little girl, Jerry. Mm-hmm. A little bit bigger now, but not much. That's my first baby, Cha-Cha.
He's a pug?
Yep. Okay. That was her Cinco de Mayo outfit.
And here's your little girl, I believe, with the Groot.
That's it. It's good times.
Anybody in chat have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm trying to pop them on screen as I see them. My camera, where I have it positioned, if you see me doing this, I'm trying to look around my camera and see the comments in StreamYard. I didn't position my camera properly. Hello, Mr. Buttram. How you doing? Hello, Tim.
Yeah, so Sean had a problem with his thermistor. The Sunlu S8s were real bad about that. Man, they need like a 10-foot long thermistor. And when they break, the easiest thing is just to solder a new one in instead of get a replacement, because I couldn't believe how long they made that thing.
It's Frank from Men in Black.
Oh, the dog, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was actually the joke was my other pug was black and we named him Frank.
Yeah, I got like a 20-second delay, Walter, and then they pop up. They sit over here in YouTube, and then eventually StreamYard will go, a whole bunch of them pop up at once. So it's kind of a lag thing going on. I'm not sure. YouTube or something. And anybody that hasn't seen my hobby room that might be new here tonight, here's my messy room where I'm currently at right now. It used to be a living room in my house, and I've got a hypercube in the back there, and the Ender 3, it's XL, that's 500 millimeters tall. I don't use it much. And
oh, did you get that from Mark?
Yeah, he sent me a kit, and I've done a video on it.
Yeah, Mark Williamson's a great guy. He actually buys a lot of printers from me, believe it or not.
He was on one of my live streams last year, back in one of my videos. And
He's
then
been doing good. He has a new shop.
Yeah, I seen he's been posting pictures. Yeah, he's doing great. There's another picture. No, I had that banner made. Robbie Mack made it for me. Got it shipped to Vegas. Cost about $75. Got a good price on it. It's a real big banner. It's like the size of a big table. If I ever want to do a show or, I don't know, a yard sale, flea market, whatever, I could hang that across the front of the table.
You do a lot of shows?
I've never done shows or no. I just print, and things are backed up here. They're on shelves you can't see. Spare room, I've got prints. My son has a bunch of my prints. I've sold a few here and there. I need to get an Etsy store going to sell off stuff, but I keep procrastinating. And I've talked about doing Etsy for a couple of years now. I just haven't got around to it. So I'm not looking to mass produce anything. I just need to sell what I got and, sell one of this, one of that. Maybe a few things, a couple here and there, but we'll have to wait and see if I ever do it. And it'd pay for my hobby. If I could sell them, then I wouldn't have to worry about money. And all the money coming in would pay for all my most of my future projects.
At least pay for your filament.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Robbie Mack. I was saying John Mack for a long time, and everybody in chat knows who John Mack is, but I kept calling Robbie John, getting the two mixed up. So that happens. I'm getting old.
Getting old sucks, but like they say, it beats the alternative.
Oh, I haven't seen this picture. I don't think we showed this one.
That's the front area. JCPenney closed, and I got a lot of their fixtures. Really good price.
Yeah, here in Vegas, when they closed, I was out there when it was almost empty, and they had mannequins in the back, and I think they wanted like $150 for a mannequin, and lots of nice tables, though, everywhere, marked way down.
Hey, you can't go wrong. We needed fixtures. That's one of the biggest things we needed. When we first went to the mall, part of the agreement was they'd let me ransack Sears. And I got a lot of fixtures from Sears, but they were, kind of janky. But, yeah, I waited outside from 5 a.m. that day to get those tables outside of JCPenney's till they opened.
Yeah, Tim says they need you up in Canada.
Yeah, I wish I could ship to Canada. It's not that I don't want to, but it costs so much money. Like, to ship an Ender 3 to Canada would be like $175. Ridiculous.
And then they have to pay tariffs or something on top of that, don't they?
And they have to pay tariffs on top of that, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think it's cool. I live in Vegas. I got 2 Amazons based right here and a lot of stuff. Sometimes I can get it the same day, if not the next day, quite often. And
yeah, Marcus. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, Marcus, there's no competition. We're a small, Navarre is a beach community. We're not even a city or anything. And,
thank you very much, Marcus.
That's nothing out here. Just us. Although I heard there's a some boutique. I don't know what it is. A sewing place. They sell Kodak printers and filament now. Sally's or something like that, maybe. Joanne's Fabric.
Okay.
Other than that, that's it. We're just small. Like I said, we're a township. So. Yeah, you'd be surprised, Sean. Before we opened our store, I actually started going out. When I was just doing a print farm, I would go out to the flea market every weekend for 6 months to test the waters. And I probably sold 200 printers out of the flea market in 6 months. It's all about, like Jerry was showing my front display. It's not about trying to sell those displays. It's trying to get people to see the kind of things you can make. And you'd be surprised. A lot of people have heard about it. I don't know why more people aren't familiar with 3D printing. But, when they see, like, if you look in the lower left-hand corner there, that's a print by Jucca. And he actually allowed, he put holes in there for lights to each building. And there used to be a big following of people that would go to like the Hallmark store every year and buy these little, winter wonderland things. And when people see that kind of stuff, they go crazy. Either they're going to hire me to print it, or they want to buy a printer and figure it out. Before this COVID, we were going to start doing classes and birthday parties and stuff, and that kind of put a stop to everything. But it will happen again. We'll get back to some kind of new normal. Yeah, Marcus. Christmas was so crazy busy this year. I sold out of every printer I had. I mean, it was insane. I never expected it to be like that.
Yeah, my Hypercube just failed again, so I had to jump up and check it. First layer got 90% done. I started having a problem. So I'll worry about it a little bit.
I hate when they act up.
Yeah, it's the way it is with the printers. I mean, they might work perfect for 2 or 3 weeks, and all of a sudden one day, this goes wrong, that goes wrong. It happens. So.
Yeah. Somebody in China's hitting the button. I'll literally have all of my Creality products act up on me one day, and then I'll unplug them for 2 days, and they'll work again great for 3 or 4 weeks, and then at once all of them start acting up. I swear, like somebody's hitting a button over there, and just all of them quit working on Sunday.
Yeah, I always said we get so many products from China. One of these days, all the electronics are going to have a little tiny bit of C4 or something, and they're going to push a button, and America just blows up because everything is from China. But, that's just how it is. So
they'll just quit working.
If you want American to buy American, well, then you're going to pay out the nose for it, because everybody in America wants a decent wage, and things are just out of reach. So you have to buy from other companies. That's just the way it is, and that's the way it'll always be. So,
well, I can't afford a Stratasys, but it would be nice to be able to buy a board manufactured and designed in America. But what chips are you going to get made in America anymore? They're all manufactured over there, or at least they have been. Yeah, and ups. You got to have an ups. I got let down too many times. Yeah, Sean, it may. That or a Revolution, one of the two. But no, that's been a fear for a long time is, we buy chips manufactured in China. And how do you know an F-16 flying in the air doesn't have some kind of shutoff built into its chips? All of a sudden it just falls out of the air.
Yeah, I seen a story a few years ago where some company was selling to the Marines or the Army, I'm not sure who it was, a lot of sophisticated electronics, and they were getting them in America. They were repacking. The American company was repacking everything made in America, but it was coming from China. It was real sensitive, classified electronics, and they were relabeling all of it until they finally found out about it like a year later.
Yeah, it's scary. Because for real, there could be a shutoff switch in some of our aircraft we don't even know about.
Everything has a back door, it seems like, all software. Here's a picture here, I believe, when you were overseas.
Yeah, actually, when I got out of the military and my, you have active time and then inactive time, I had a couple years. And after that, there were no restrictions. So I went to China for a couple weeks to go visit. It was great, friendly. Everybody is really friendly, nice. Man, it's crazy how much time they get off. I mean, they must get off a month a year. I never got that much vacation time in my life, but they just had their the fall festival, I think, and they took a week and a half off. That was the 1st to the 9th.
I asked Creality to live stream a few weeks ago if they were working 8 or 10 hours a day, and they said 8, because I assumed, like I hear about a lot of companies, that they work from 12, 15 hours a day, but I guess that depends what kind of a company it is and where it's located.
No, my Creality rep, I mean, she shows me all the time. They go on, they put them on vacations. They take them whitewater rafting and canoeing, and they have a great time. I mean, you know, our idea of a communist country, it's a little bit different than how it actually is. You know, you can't speak out about your government, but you know, most of the people, I think, they just deal with it different anyway. You know.
And you're just open Monday through Friday. Hello.
Oh, that's Ricky. She just darted behind the camera there.
Mhm.
No, actually, we're open every day except Monday.
Okay.
So, I need to start spending more time doing my memory work. But yeah.
What are your hours?
We're open now. We're open noon till 7.
Okay.
We used to be open earlier, but then the mall changed all their hours, and we could be there a little bit earlier now. But I try to spend the first hour or two of the day with my little girl, just enjoying the moments while I can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, kids grow up fast.
Oh my God, I can't believe she's almost 2. I mean, I remember when she was just born, and I look at pictures of her, you know, even a year ago, and it's mind blowing how fast she's grown up. Like, so yeah, I can imagine blink a few more times, and she'll be trying to drive the car.
Got a few more pictures here. Let me pop them up. I don't think I showed them.
Luban
display.
Yeah, Luigi makes a great product.
Yes.
Very awesome guy, very friendly. He has a little boy about the age of my daughter, actually. But yeah, great product. You don't know about Luban. And that was Frank. That was the pug that got us into that, and that's his original mask hanging under it. He'd actually wear that for 3-4 hours a day on his oxygen machine.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing what you'll do when you need oxygen. But he'd get off that and go run around circles for a while. And
let me see if I can share my screen. I almost forgot about this. We've got some lasers here. Now, it messed up a while ago when I tried this. Let me try again. And then you can tell us a little bit about it. That didn't work. Why didn't it?
So I have a 30-watt fiber laser, and then actually we just, after a year, we paid that off.
Is that playing?
What's that? It's not playing. No.
It's not playing.
Oh, I see it now in your VLC. You just drug over a little bit. You got to move it up the other way. There we go.
There it goes.
Yeah. So the one in front's my brand new 50-watt, and then I got a 30-watt on the side.
There it is, playing over.
Yeah. Do business cards, Yeti cups, and then on this we do coins too. It just evaporates that brass. So yeah. We got enough jobs that we paid off that 30-watt in a year. And then, like I said, we just got that fiber, the 50-watt Friday. So, yay. Now we can definitely do more stuff. And now I don't see you.
I'm back.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I clicked the wrong button. Sorry, guys. I've never done that before. I'm trying to click off the video, and I clicked off my stream, and I actually kicked myself out. Let me go on to the next one. Is that the same one?
I don't see any videos now.
All right, hold on. Let me reshare the screen. We're having technical difficulties. And
there we go. Now I see it. That's the 30-watt. So the 30-watt we're going to now use for just jewelry, Yeti cups, business cards, small stuff like that. And then this one we'll be using for more deep engraving. There's an axe place in town, and we engrave all their axes. And every once in a while, they want me to actually engrave through the axe. So something like that takes like 5 hours to cut through a hardened steel axe.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're making some funny coins. You know, Trump on one side, Biden on the other, as a joke that, you know, just flip your coin.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I absolutely love those lasers. Nothing like a metal business card when you hand it to somebody. You know, I got tired of seeing people walking in the parking lot and see my paper business cards in the sidewalk or parking lot. You hand somebody a metal aluminum business card and they don't throw that away.
Yeah, a question I have, those Otur lasers that people are buying real cheap on AliExpress or Amazon, those don't etch metal. What kind of a laser, how much money does a person have to spend to get something that would etch, let's say, your wrench for your printer, the little wrench to adjust your, you know, take off the nozzle or adjust your nuts? What would...
For an actual real laser, you're going to spend about $3,500.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, these little, you know, even Creality sells one that's like a Blu-ray diode laser. You might mark on balsa wood, you know, maybe cut through balsa wood after an hour, but it's not, you know,
yeah, and cork,
not like what they kind of
like that. Okay.
Yeah. Now you can get a K40 really cheap, and that's a CO2 laser. That's totally different. That's for wood, tile, stuff like that. And you can pick up a K40 for about, I think they're a little bit more expensive now, but maybe $350, $400 off eBay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was watching
it about
that earlier.
Yeah,
and then you wouldn't have to get it out of the country. Don't they sell a lot of those locally, and like out of California or something?
Yeah, they just import them in and sell them, but the duties have already been paid. Fibers are, you know, for more like, you know, they're tuned for metal. They're 1062 nanometers. So, you know, Yeti cups I can engrave without having to use sprays or stuff like that. Coins, like I said, I do a lot of challenge coins.
So when you got in, we talked about this earlier, we got into 3D printing, you done it for your dog initially, and then that got you involved in it, and then you decided to start a business out of it, or did you kind of stay in it for a while on a hobby aspect of it, and then you figured, hey, honey, I can make money at this, let's do this, do that?
Yeah, I stayed in it as a hobby until I probably bought, you know, 3 or 4 printers, and I thought, well, let's start doing a print farm. And amazingly, jobs just kept coming in for running a print farm.
Where were you getting your work from? How were you advertising it work?
There's a couple services you can do, but they don't pay you anything. I mean, they barely pay for your filament. I have a BWM fiber laser. It's one of them. The first one I got has a Raycus laser source, and the second one has a JPT. Which JPT is nice because I have a wider frequency range. But yeah, so I just, you know, kept doing print farm stuff, and then pretty soon I'm rolling through 200, 300 rolls of PLA a month doing print farm. And that's when I thought, man, this is really nice, but you know, I wonder if we could actually sell these printers locally. And at that point, I'd been doing them in the group. And so we looked for places. And we just, that ain't going to pay a $5,000 a month rent. Well, not in this area.
Your mall, your store that you sell everything out of, because you have such a large overhead working out of the mall, if I came in there and bought a bottle of eSun resin, would it be about the same price I could buy elsewhere, or is it marked up because of your overhead?
No, I keep my prices in town, right with Amazon.
Okay.
So, yeah. I just have to buy in bulk. You know, I might have to buy $10,000 of resin to get a good enough price. But like I said, I mean, I don't want to give any local maker an excuse to buy an Amazon. Mm-hmm. So I keep my prices the same. So either they don't want to drive to me or they just don't like me. But otherwise, they're going to come buy from me. You know, we got to support our local businesses, because you better believe that once all the local businesses are out of business, Amazon's not going to keep those super low prices. Everybody will go right back up. when they can, you know.
I went to Harbor Freight. I bought some gloves for my resin printer, and they were out of the size I wanted, but they tripled their price. You got 50 for $15 instead of 100 for $5. The box
Gloves
was
went up.
identical, but they jacked the price way because they could. I know it's not because they're out. They did. Everybody's doing this because, let's take advantage of the situation. Let's jack all the prices up. So,
I can't believe it's still so hard to find isopropyl alcohol.
when I go to a lot of places, they keep it behind the counter. I've got to go to Walgreens or CVS, and they have it up front behind the counter, and you have to ask for it because they don't want people hoarding it off the shelf and filling their cart up. So
we just learned when everybody gets their stuff in. So we know that, Family Dollar gets their shipments in on Saturday morning. So stop by Sunday morning on the way to work and see what they got. Also, because we were doing the PPE and we were donating it, and a lot of people knew that, these stores actually do hold it for us because they know that we're not reselling it. We're actually using it for a good purpose, clean our print beds and stuff like that. But luckily for resin, I use simple green, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, isopropyl will really crack your resin prints over time, dry them out.
And I spray away a window cleaner when I clean up my resin messes or clean up my tools or anything. It's that foam window cleaner. You can buy it anywhere.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've never tried it, but I've heard good things.
When I change my resin tank, when I dump it out, I'll dump it all out. I scrape it with a squeegee, get all the excess, and I spray it with spray away, clean it up really good. And then I put 2 or 3 drops of PTFE lube in it and wipe that out with a blue shop towel, like from the auto parts store. Paper towels are too harsh, too rough. And then I put a couple drops on the screen, which will be on the back side of the FET. Wipe it off real good. That way it's got an oil base. And I don't have a suction problem with print sticking to the FET with that. So it works real good. And you can buy the PTFE lube on Amazon or Lowe's. It's about $3 or $4 a bottle, little green bottle.
I've heard of people using Rain-X too. I've never tried it, but I've heard a lot of people doing it.
Yeah, just, when you go on the Facebook groups, you'll have 100 people saying this works and 2 people that say, oh, no, that's garbage. But, it's like with reviews, kind of go with the majority when you read reviews. Take them all with a grain of salt because just because it didn't work for one person didn't mean it didn't work for 100 more. So my wife says you seem like a nice guy. Yeah, until you piss him off, just like anybody.
Well, thank you. I try to be,
So.
Yeah, that PTFE lube probably smells good, like Rain-X does, I know. Yeah, I definitely love resin. I'm not
sure what you meant by that comment, but I don't know. I don't know. She's typing on her phone. She might hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I got some transforms on the way, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. I ordered 3 of them with the mono screen. One of them, the Special Operations Wing, the first Special Operations Wing, bought 1, and then 2 for me. So that'd be nice, right before Christmas.
Yeah, I bought the Elegoo Mars like last August, printed up with it 24/7 till around December, and my screen went out where I started getting my prints with holes in them like they've been shot. So I replaced it. I haven't used it that much since last December, and then once again, about a week ago, I had to replace it again. I sure wish it'd quit going out so damn fast.
Well, that's those color screens. The mono screens have about a 3,000 to 4,000 lifespan hours.
Mm-hmm. And then when I upgrade,
and it's a 4K.
If I ever get my taxes back, which I made a boo-boo on back in February, I forgot a document a day late on TurboTax, and that completely screwed everything up. So if I ever get it back, I want to buy an ePax or a Saturn or something that's a lot larger but still reasonable. I have to wait and see how big I can go for what price range, like $500-600. It needs to be a lot bigger than a Mars, though.
Those transforms are expensive.
Yeah, they're out of my league. So
if you order 3 at a time, they'll drop the price down for you. But that's the problem. You got to order 3. So
here's a picture of my doggies here. I usually show them every week. That's Nikita on the couch and Sandy. And they're both staring at me because I'm holding a cookie in my hand by my cell phone. That's why they're there. It's like, give me the cookie. Give me the cookie.
Dogs just make life better.
Check comments.
55 gallon. Yeah, that's a lot. I saw for a while you could get a gallon, and they wanted just an unbelievable amount of money, and then they dropped it a little bit more and a little bit more, but still paying about 3 times as much.
Well, I don't know about the paint department. Lowe's, you can buy you can buy alcohol there by the gallon container. I don't know if they jacked the price up, but more than likely they have. So.
Oh, the denatured.
Yeah.
Or as Uncle Jesse said, what was it? Denatured or something. Do you catch that video of his?
I watched most of the stuff.
It was about 2 months ago, and he was saying he was mispronouncing denatured alcohol and something else. I got a good laugh.
Hey Tyler, how you doing?
Hey Tyler.
Yeah, you just
nice. Yeah, the Family Dollar treats us right with the alcohol for sure. And now that we have it, we don't really use it that much because I swapped over to just using Simple Green. It worked so well, and it doesn't crack my prints. Like if you take a print and you leave it in alcohol for overnight and you pull it out, within a couple of days it'll crack. I found that out the hard way.
When I first started printing and I was hollowing my prints, I didn't have the hole very big in it, and I wasn't cleaning it out well enough. So I bought, anyway, I submerge it in my pickle barrel now and make sure it's doused many times. Anyway, I had a Batman on the shelf that was cured, and a couple of days later, it looked like an alien baby come out of his chest. It just burst open because I must have had wet resin in it, uncured resin.
Yeah. They at the Shoe Foundation, they actually have a kind of a STEM deal going on. Actually, Doug, I think he was doing a class on fusion tonight there. So I'm not sure if he was teaching it or just attending it, but Doug's a software engineer at Boeing, so he's kind of brainiac there and knows his stuff. So he might have been teaching it.
I think I went through all your pictures. Just check and see if we missed anything. Well, anyway, I guess we'll call it. That's been a little over an hour, and we're not getting many questions coming in, and we went through all of our pictures. So, would you like to say anything to everybody out there watching about you on the way out?
No, I thank all my locals for their support and everybody in the group, and thank you, Jerry. And if you need a printer, let me know, and if you need some help with your printing questions, let me know. I try to be a source of information for what I can be. So,
well, stick around for just a minute, and I'll get back with you.
Cool.
Well, that's about it, folks, for this week. I'd like to thank each and everybody for coming on Facebook and on YouTube. Here in a few days, I'm possibly going to be on a live stream with ZYLTECH PLA out of China. And then possibly next week, we might be dropping down to Texas. ZYLTECH might be coming on live with me. We'll have to wait and see how that works out for one of my live streams. So I might have more than one live stream. And then every Friday and Sunday, I typically do a hangout the last 3 or 4 hours. So please like, subscribe, share the video. I'd really appreciate it. And, I don't know what else to say. Everybody have a great day. I had a water leak this morning, so I got to go tend to that and try to fix my washer out in the garage. So anyway. Everybody, take care. Thank you very much, and you all have a great day.